stripe. This is Banks. Along Banks, he finds a seam down the sideline. Skips past 10, 5, touchdown, second one of the night. Belong Banks, 50 yards.
50
See
yards.
you later.
Wow. Just like that.
Up the floor, intercepted there by Kingma. Down to Todd. Kazare for the two-handed flush. Count the basket for Brian Zare.
Hansen with a strike right at keeper. Here's the rebound again. Another great save. Dylan Favor with two bang saves at point blank range.
Ball in. For Paul. Can she control it? Gets beyond Kearsley. It's in the back of the net.
Great drop. Airs it out. Puts some zip on this thing. That is a honey, and that is a catch, and that is a touchdown.
Got it, fakes the handoff, now rolls to the right, still rolling, still being chased, now heads upfield, goes around a man at the 40, down to 35, heads infield at the 30, now he's down to the 20, you gotta be kidding me, he's down to the 15, almost down, he's to the 10-yard line.
And welcome back once again to Lake Stevens High School. Amp Harrell here with you. Jeff Matson alongside. Todd Elvig on the ones and twos. It is STSPN coverage of playoff football, Lake Stevens, and the Olympia Bears. Jeff, welcome to these proceedings.
Thanks, Amp. Nice to be here.
This one's one of those unusual matchups. An 8-1 Lake Stevens squad against a pesky 3-6 Olympia Bears team that has won 2 straight going into this tough matchup.
Yeah, a little bit of intel before the game. I heard that the Olympia Bears are getting back their quarterback they haven't had for a few weeks, so we'll see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, that's an interesting spot to be in if you're the Bears, though. You've won 2 straight. You've won 2 of your 3 games all season in the last 2 weeks, and now you're going to make a change. Not sure if that affects the strategy much as you see the coin toss here. Lake Stevens, the home side, in the all-purple. Olympia matching in the all-white. Looks like Lake has won the toss, and they have elected to defer. So Olympia will take the opening kick, and, well, Lake will go on defense. Your thoughts on keys to this one? Anything, Jeff?
Well, I think Olympia is going to have to try to shut down the little run and gun there with Lake Stevens. You know, they like to kind of toss it out in the flat, and you know, kind of like it reminds me of the old 49ers, the dink and dunks over the middle. You know, the short 5 to 10 yards, and then let the receivers do some running after the catch. And you know, if they can somehow find a way to stop that, Lake Stevens is a little bit dangerous. You know, they'll kill you with the pass game, and then they'll run it up the middle, and they're kind of a double threat there.
Well, I mean, one of the leaders in passing in Wesco 4A, the quarterback Colton Matson, one of the leaders in receiving David Brown. And they're blowing the horn, and onto the field come the Lake Stevens Vikings. Oh, by the way, the defending 4A state champions, defending home turf as the playoffs begin tonight. Very difficult task for this Olympia Bears squad coming in on the road in one of the best places to play a football game in the entire state of Washington, amigo.
I think they just completed, their 10th season without a loss in Wesco. That's remarkable.
Yeah, unreal. 8-1, and their only loss, by the way, not just out of league, out of state against the defending state champions in Oregon. Not a bad slate, right?
Not a bad slate. You know, Bellevue and Skyline used to do that, you know, back 10 years ago or so. They'd play a lot of good teams and get themselves ready. And I think that's what Tom's trying to do here, Coach Try, playing some good teams in the off season or the preseason and getting ready for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Let's step aside to honor America and opening kick to come up on STSPN.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Back here on STSPN, Amp Harold, Jeff Matson, Todd Elvig, and of course all the folks doing all the real work back in the truck, keeping us on the air. And I do hope, Jeff, that you got the memo that you were supposed to bring donuts for the guys in the truck.
I thought the memo was weather. I brought the weather.
Oh, okay.
I got rid of the rain and I brought the sunshine.
Well, and that was something I wanted to ask about because, I slept in a little bit this morning because, the pounding rain in beautiful metropolitan Redmond. And then I thought, oh, wait, that could be a problem for playing conditions later in the day. I don't know if they have a tarp for this kind of field.
Yeah. No retractable roof here.
Nope. Nobody pushing the button in the convertible to open the top of the stadium. But drier than expected, but windy. How do you think that's going to play a part in the way both these teams approach it today?
Well, the wind could be a factor for the passing game, obviously. Lake Stevens likes to pass the ball around, go deep. But I'm not sure if the wind has died down a little bit. I don't think we're going to have to be too concerned with the wind, although the trees look like they're blowing over there a little bit in the distance. But it's going to be a great night. I'd say Friday Night Lights, but it's Saturday. So
Saturday Night Lights. Not a ton of games on the slate in 4A and the crossover games for tonight. Most of it got taken care of yesterday, and, some of them are already over or, for all intents and purposes, over as we get this one teed up here at 6 o'clock.
I think the excitement really starts at midnight tonight when the RPI committee goes to work and starts trying to figure out what next week's going to look like.
Exactly, and something to consider if you're new to the area or you're not a huge high school football fan, the way that they do things here is a little different. This is technically playoffs, but after this week, they reseed, and that's where the assignments come from. Is that right? Do I understand that correctly?
That's correct, yeah. So after today's games, the slated today's games across the state, the different classification RPI committees will go into their secret rooms, whatever that is, and they'll look at the teams and they'll fight for the teams, and they'll come out sometime maybe noonish tomorrow, early afternoon, and they'll have the teams of 16 bracketed for next week, and then we start having fun. The race to Husky Stadium this year.
Love that it's in Seattle. And that's a little bit selfish on my part, but still. Lake Stevens ranked number 6 in 4A in the RPI. They're ranked number 2 in another poll that I saw. I believe Graham Kapowson leading the way in that one, and they got it done already. We are underway as the Swarm immediately, and I think they'll generously give him about the 17-yard line, and that's where the Bears will have it, starting things off 1st and 10 for Olympia. How much have you gotten to see this Lake Stevens squad in action this year?
Actually, I've got to see them the last 2 weeks in person, so up close and personal, you could say. Pretty impressive squad. Very big, very physical. So we'll see. This will be the first test here. Their defense is strong. We'll see if they can shut them down.
Drew Carlson among the 4 wide receivers, just kind of hanging out on the line of scrimmage, waiting for that Kenyatta McNeese. Yes, the quarterback is McNeese in the pistol. Motions into a 1-by-3. Straight drop, batted at the line, incomplete. That was very nearly a live football, sir.
Yeah, 52 got in there, batted that ball down. Big old mitt. Bryce Slezak.
Yeah, Slezak, a captain on this squad. 6'2", 250.
Doesn't look like he was getting a lot of resistance. Kind of just pushed the kid back, and let's see if they can continue to do that. They'll have some great success tonight, I think.
Alden Dennis and Zachary Barton among those up front for this Olympia squad. 2nd down and 10. And they'll try and keep it on the ground and get a good burst, a good second effort.
Slezak again on the initial grab, right? The line of scrimmage. Just got past him, but he's making some good penetration right there. Slipped out of his tackle.
He slipped through and kind of scooted forward. Right. Good job cleaning that one up by Keegan Howard. Gain of 7 when all is said and done. 3rd down and 3. Big opportunity here for Lake. Do you think they're going to pin the ears back?
I think you got to try to get a 3 and out right off the bat, set the tone, let them know you're ready to play.
Cale Allen, the tailback. Looks like a check with me as they'll now drift back, dancing around in that pistol set. That's a shotgun with a back behind. Snap, give, hit, trying to drive forward. I don't think so.
It's 2. Looks like he gets 1. We're going to give him 1 yard.
Esteban Sedano getting the start on that defensive line. They're going to say no gain, and it's punting time, so exactly as you drew it up for Lake.
I think you couldn't really ask for a better start, See if you can get a decent return on this. This might be where the wind comes into play a little bit. Wind looks like it's blowing to the west.
Standing back behind the 40, just one man back to receive for Lake Stevens.
Picking into the wind, so we'll see. That doesn't look to be affected.
Oh, that is pretty. That is pretty, and it takes a Lake Stevens hop and a roll down to about the 32, so that's where the Vikings will have their first look on offense. And it's a hard-working pickup truck on defense. I think it's more of a Cadillac or a Ferrari when you get it on offense. This is a Lake Stevens team that can score points in bunches.
Yeah, when I said I had an up-close and personal experience with them, I was right down there on the field, and some of the holes that offensive line made where you could drive a Mack truck through them.
Will Lynch among those coming out on the offensive line. Bryce Slezak. Quarterback is Colton Matson, back on his left hip. They'll flip everybody, including the tight end Jackson Lewis, to the far side. Toss. Running to the left, and rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, Paul Varela. They'll technically call it a shuffle pass, but get about 6. There was that offensive line you were talking about, just going out and hunting for somebody.
Those are the kind of plays that make you not have to pass. If you can get five yards every play, why pass?
That's kind of what I was thinking I would see a lot of here if it was wetter. Tunnel screens and running. Dumped it off inside, absorbed the first hit, but not the second. And 1st and 10 on the pass to Jackson Lewis. I do love using the tight end. I'm a big advocate of tight ends, blocking, just lining up and hitting somebody, blocking on the screens, and then just dump it off over the middle. Quickly back to work here. Setting the running back in motion, that's Lamar. Swings it out to Lamar, blockers in front, picking his way through, just drove through a dude. Jay Sean Lamar, little brother, getting her done.
Those those are such high percentage passes too. You know, you give them an opportunity to make yards after the catch.
Gabe Kalani among those blocking downfield, and so now it's a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. Lamar still out there. Kalani will line up slot right. Could throw a screen here if they wanted to. Goes away from it. Check down. Broke the tackle and breaking some hearts. One man to beat, and he is shoved out of bounds, I think. Yes. Still, first. Oh, no! They changed their mind. He caught the pylon. Give him 6.
He reached his right arm. If you see, he reaches his right arm.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
That was a close one along the sidelines. Good discipline there to avoid the extra defender.
Yeah, the officials are just conferring with each other as they're coming down. Did he step out of bounds or whatever? So you see the back coach kind of point over to the linesman over there, double checking, and that was a good touchdown.
On for point, Lucas Mooring, the sophomore, out of the hold of Trayton Prester. 6-0 early here. Snap set, kick on the way, into the night, and good. Oh, no good, no good. He missed it. Well,
I think he was trying to sell the kicker, though. He was given the touchdown signal.
Well, either way, extra point, no good, but it is 6-0 early. 8:41 to go in the first. Lake Stevens leads on STSPN.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust. The one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Back here on STSPN, 6-0. The quick strike over the top. A little bit of run, a little bit of sort of shuffle pass, swing pass. They did a little bit of everything there.
Seems like Olympia was just kind of hanging out about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, so they might have to change that thought.
Well, but if you get too aggressive against this Lake team, they will go deep and take the top off the defense. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts here. Mooring has it teed up, missed the extra point. We'll see if that comes into play later.
We're going to have a kick out of bounds here.
Ooh, that is unfortunate. I have a feeling that Coach Tom Try is going to have a chat with his sophomore kicker here because can't give up those extra yards.
Maybe he was still thinking about the field goal.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
The
you want to show that you have full support and trust in your kicker. But you can't let him be his own worst enemy.
I think kickers is such a mental game, right?
Yeah, the whole special teams. It's so mental and it's such muscle memory.
You just got to flush it and move on to the next thing.
Actually covered a kid from high school on that is, I think, still a long snapper in the NFL. First down, takes a shot, dumps that one off incomplete, had a man. Looking for Cohen Kronk.
Number 5, Sedano on the hit on the quarterback there. Almost had a sack.
Got to give it to the quarterback there for standing in and taking a punishing hit. So we'll see what we can do once again. Lake Stevens on defense up 6-0 here. Broadcast brought to you by Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952. Apparel, Jeff Matson live from Lake. Motion down the line, snap and a quick give. Oh my word, no thank you. No thank you. They tried that little jet sweep with Kronk again, and it's the Emperor's New Groove. No thank you.
That's right. Lake's defensive line just seems like they're having no issues getting penetration at all. Slezak again busting through the line, leading the tackle there.
Yeah, that's just a whole lot to handle for Barton and company up front. Man over the football looks to be 53, Aiden Dennis. Player's so nice they have him on my roster twice. Pistol set, 1 by 3. Straight drop, looks. High percentage pass, nearly. Oh, it is picked off. It is picked off.
Yep.
That is quite an athletic play. It was a little underthrown, and David Brown, the receiver, catching it for the other team.
I actually think he looked the wrong way. The receiver thought it was going one way, and it was thrown behind him. And
penalty marker down, though.
No, I think that's Leafs. I think.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Leafs. It's fall, you know.
It is fall. That's kind of hard to see, though. It's a land of purple and gold, and the yellow trees look like the yellow hankies.
Well, with the wind, there's leaves everywhere.
Oh, trust me, my car is well aware. 1st and 10, great field position, and what an interception spinning around on his hip. Great play by Brown. Let's see if he can make it pay on this side of the football. Dumped off, high percentage pass to the 40, to the 30. Shaken tackles and spun out of bounds. That's Keegan Howard. The tight end slips out and gets a big gain.
Spot him at the 22 where he stepped out.
That's just a little sit-down slant curl, right?
It's just the dink and dunks, you know. Olympia looks like they're just going to give them those short yardage passes, and I think that's going to be something they're going to have to rethink quickly.
Wow. Yeah, they're not short yardage if you don't make that initial tackle. Caden Fox out there on an island in the secondary. Motion. They'll go with the jet sweep, coming right back. Making men miss. Cuts it back, walks in, touchdown. Paul Varela again. Paul Varela, no de los. Varela on that jet sweep coming around. Breaks that one tackle right there. Tyler Webb could not grab cloth. Now we'll try this one again with Lucas Mooring. Pester to hold. Long snapper, Mason Turner. Crowd chanting Mooring to lift their young kicker. Kick on the way into the night, and it is good. And it's 13-0. Lake with the lead over Olympia. 7:32 to go in the first here on STSPN. On Lake Stevens, as the Vikings have a 13-0 lead over Olympia. It's a lot of what you might have expected just looking at these matchups on paper and, quite frankly, looking at things around 4A football. But, Jeff Mattson, are you surprised by anything we've seen in the first half a quarter here?
No, not really. I think Olympia's got to try to figure out a way to stop the passing game. They put themselves in a hole now early, and they're going to probably have to throw the ball quite a bit to try to catch up, so that doesn't bode well for a team that has to throw all the time.
Down to the 4, and they will take it for Olympia. Decent little return fumble on the play, and it looks like Lake has it. And they do?
Yeah.
They do! Oh, my goodness. Call off the dogs. Watch this return here.
Looks like it just got ripped out of his hands.
Parker Fouts trying to return. He just got decked. Jackson Lewis. Correct?
Yep. Number 8 with it looked like a little bit of a punch or a hit on the ball, and it popped out.
I thought he led with helmet to football. You don't want to lead helmet to helmet, but can certainly put the plastic on the pigskin. Looking at the other crossover games, just going into this, home teams, Graham Kapowson gets the win over Kamiak. Camas with the win over Federal Way. Skyview with the win over Bethel. Curtis with the win over the Tacoma Bears. Emerald Ridge beats Bothell. No upsets just yet in those numbers I'm giving. Run off to the right. Finally, a swarm of white shirts led by Cohen Cronk. It's a lot of running for a 2-yard gain there. Cronk is basically the only player whose name I keep calling out. for the Bears. Mount Si beat Glacier Peak in a reasonably close one. Sumner with a win. Woodinville gets the win on the road at the 8-1 Decatur Gators. Whistles and
what do we got
procedure here.
Looks like we got an encroachment on the defense.
Dead ball. Yep, encroachment on the defense. Good eyes by Jeff Matson. Had another upset. Chiawana goes on the road to 8-1 Moses Lake and gets the win. Did not have that one on my score sheet. Kamayakan and Gonzaga Prep get the wins at home. And don't have an update yet from Eastmont and Richland. Also have Puyallup and Skyline yet to go. So that's tomorrow that the secret meetings happen to figure out who's playing who?
Yeah, I don't think they actually meet at midnight, but I know the RPI cutoff date or time is midnight tonight, so.
Double play fake, floats that one out. Good slip, good second slip, and just army crawling ahead. Jay Sean Lamar. So they fake and then fake to him, then dump it off to him. Nice block inside there. This Lake Stevens line is stout. One of those Lake Stevens teams that just feels like they could take out a community college football team. Up 13-0, looking to score on 3 straight possessions here. Changing the play, Colton Matson. Checks with his running back, Lamar. Snap, give, tripped up, stays on his feet, and surges down to about the 2-yard line.
Well, they had him 1 yard deep. That's a great second effort there.
Yeah, just watch. Right in the hole, goes low. Good effort to try and spear by Tyler Webb.
Good balance.
Lamar just wobbled his way in, and it's 2nd and goal. Behind the blocking of Will Lynch, the center. Nope, excuse me. Will Lynch is at right guard. Chase Ingram, the center. 3 receivers to the left. Straight drop, looking that way all the way.
Oh.
Tries to fit it in a window, looking for Stephen Lee Jr. Incomplete. Did he lead him too much, or was
just a little bit? Yeah, maybe a step or two.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to put that to a spot, and Lee might have been blown off the spot. Either way, 3rd and goal.
They had so many people overloaded left. I thought for sure they were coming to the right, but
see, I was thinking screen. I've been thinking screen all day, and I haven't seen one. So, checking with the sidelines. Coach Try gets the play called in.
Yahtzee.
Ashton Cash lines down at left guard. Shotgun, Lamar to his left. Hesitates, pops it, incomplete. Nice leap by Kronk.
That was almost a big pick.
Yeah.
Kind of telegraphed that one, it looked like.
Yeah, just looked his receiver the whole way. And now 4th down. Looks like they're just going to go for it here. Not even a moment of hesitation to go for the kicker.
And it would be the same distance as a point after.
Sidecar right. Defense having a scramble for the Bears. Sprint pass right. Flips to the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. Jackson Lewis, the tight end, drags along the back of the end zone. Watch this one. Shotgun snap, sprint roll, looks for his man, and just sit down in the back of the end zone. Nobody within about 3 yards of him defensively. And now it's 19-0 Lake. 5:33 to go in the first. Lucas Mooring again. A lot of opportunities for the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game so far in this one. Kick on the way into the night and good. And it is 20-0 Lake Stevens with the lead early on. Back after this on STSPN. Back to it here from Lake. as the Vikings out to a 20-0 lead early on. Everything has been solid except the kickoff out of bounds and the missed extra point. Other than that, it has been all Lake all the time with the spinning interception, the fumble on the kick return, a little bit of everything, partner.
Yeah, looking at Olympia's schedule, it doesn't look like they've had a lot of blowouts. They've had a few, but for the most part, they've been in every game. So they're probably stammering a little bit, trying to figure out what to do, going down 20-0 right off the bat with not even a half a quarter gone.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in on the road, and they'll just let this one go over the head of the returner, Parker Fouts.
That's something you don't see much in high school either, kicks out of the end zone.
Yeah, I think the consistency building things up for the kicker, Lucas Mooring, and he's found a few extra yards on the kick.
Well, the wind might have helped him too. The wind's blowing to the west, so he might have got a couple extra yards from the wind.
A little from column A, a little from column B,
Yeah.
No big deal.
You play with what you got, right?
They are who we thought they were. Trying to get some updates on some other scores across 4A, because a handful of games are in action. There have been some hefty blowouts already across the WIAA. Fake and a quarterback keeper, that option look, and just staying home and laying the thump, Esteban Sedano. Sedano with the sack, partner.
Yeah, I don't even think he got blocked going through the line there.
Scoreboard update from last night, 3A, not 4A, but the game that was heard on KRKO, Arlington just laid the wood to Ballard 54-13. Ow.
It was sort of close, that game, from what I heard, up until halftime, and then Arlington just took off.
Empty set, that's trouble. Steps up.
Oh.
Boom! Another one for Sedano.
He is all over the place. He is fired up. Look at him getting his troops fired up out there.
Yeah, see, I was concerned from the get-go on that one. They went with a different quarterback out there in Cale Allen, and they went empty. And I said, that didn't help you having a back in there to fake off of. And now you think you're going to fake the Vikings out there.
Yeah, and what do you think they're going to do? 3rd and 17.
I mean, you got to throw it up, and I'm thinking post corner and a pick.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing a draw play.
Like, I could certainly see just off your screen around the 20-yard line, there is just a slab of meat on the bone just waiting to be taken. They're going to roll and throw against it. They're going to throw behind the receiver, incomplete. Dinner was not served, and it's punting time.
And you're punting back into the wind, so we'll see what happens here. 4th and 17, that's a big place to go.
Yeah, this is tough. Scoring from yesterday, Eastside Catholic gets it done against Hermiston, 49-6. Trying to get to some scores and results I haven't given. Already have our Olympia Lake Stevens game that we're doing. Just trying to save some folks from having to open up other browser tabs. Gets this one away, not nearly as good, perhaps because of the wind. Live football, taken at the 45 to the 50. Needs a block, gets a block. That hurts. No laundry on the field.
We're gonna have a crackback block here.
I didn't see the flag.
Yeah.
What'd you see, partner?
Yeah, it looked like a crackback block on 44. I believe it was 44 for Lake. Got a nice shot on the Olympia Bear there.
Yeah, I didn't see the penalty fly. I just saw the bodies fly. That was unpleasant.
Yeah, crackback block.
I do have a scoreboard update that's a bit of a surprise. Eastmont has been able to come back. This is East Wenatchee. They're live in the fourth quarter. They're under 8 minutes to go, and Eastmont leads, but it's 37-35. Eastmont, the number one team in RPI in 4A, and they're fighting for their lives here in the playoffs. Also, Skyline edged Puyallup 25-22. And Kennedy Catholic took care of business against North Creek 28-20. Remember, that's a tough place to play. Saw it with Lake last year, I believe. Snap. Straight drop. Looks. Airs it out. Has a man. That's Brown. And it's through the wickets. Oh, he'd still be running. If he caught that, he'd be going to Nate's store and getting a soda on the way back.
He is a very upset young man. I think he was thinking touchdown before he caught that ball.
That same thing happened in the UW game on my drive up here. Hit him in the hands in stride.
Those are the ones that keep you up at night.
Yeah, thinking about the touchdown. You got to secure it first.
He was easily 5 yards ahead of that. It wasn't even close.
Sometimes it's so hard to do when it's that easy, when you're that wide open.
Fumble.
Fumble on the play, and he'll fall back on it, Mattson. Receiving numbers, Lake Stevens' David Brown is, according to the next-gen stats I have, 5th, 6th. He is 8th in Wesco with 531 yards receiving, 33 catches, and 12 touchdowns.
Lake finds themselves in a rare third down situation.
Bit of a battle test here. Staring down the Sweet 16, if you will. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Drops, faces some pressure, dumps it off, gets a block, gets a good block. Tunnel screen and has to bubble back, and he's finally stood up just shy of the 50. Falls forward. Paul Varela, and he's fighting on the ground with Parker Fouts. Fouts was just trying to rip that ball away. That's a smart play from the defender there.
A little bit of the Philly tush push. Like.
Don't know what you're talking about, Cowboy. 1st and 10 for the Lake Stevens Vikings, already up 20-0. Just under 3 to play in a slow-moving first quarter. Pistol set of sorts this time. Drops, looks. Colton fires that one to the sidelines, complete, and that should be enough for another first down for Lake Stevens.
We got a flag on the play and a holding call.
That is going to pull this one back. That's going to hurt for a Lake Stevens squad that's kind of getting stuck in the mud on this drive.
Holding offense.
They've shown they're human here. So we'll
I think what they're showing is that they're the only ones that can stop themselves.
That's also a fair thing. If you can win the mental game, everything else can come unraveled. Is that the folks from Olympia really poking the bear that is the Lake Stevens Viking crowd, saying we can't hear you?
I think it's the Lake Stevens.
Okay, I was thinking
so poking the bear might be appropriate, right?
Fair enough. Olympia Bears, for those just tuning us in.
The old-fashioned bear.
The old-fashioned strutting sweater-wearing bear. Rides that one in on a delayed draw, bangs it ahead. It's about 7 yards of that penalty yardage back.
So the last play with a holding call, that's a new rule this year. They changed in high school finally. So you have a holding call behind the line of scrimmage, you enforce it from the line of scrimmage. So there's no more like 14-yard holding calls.
Oh, good insight there. Taha Rai on the carry, the senior. Sprint pass this time. Airs this one out. Has a man even more wide open. There's the catch, and he could do jumping jacks into the end zone if he wanted to. Touchdown, Jesse Lewis. My goodness.
I think that's they did the dink and dunks for so long that now Olympia's starting to cheat up, and they just expose it long. I mean, he was 10 yards. He might have been 15 yards beyond the deepest receiver there.
By my rough notes here, that's 3 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Lake is on fire.
That's Lewis's second touchdown, right?
Nope, that's a different Lewis. I made the same mistake too. Jackson Lewis, the tight end, and then Jesse Lewis there, the wide receiver. And the kick is good, and it is 26-0. Lake Stevens scoring at will. Which one's will? We'll be back to figure that out after this.
I heard a crack and there was water everywhere. And
bend at the knee to spot the leak.
Didn't think I'd find you there, huh?
So, can you fix it? Oh, thank goodness.
You're all set. Have a good day.
I'm feeling like
Back here on STSPN, presented by Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952. Amp Harold, Jeff Madsen, Todd Elvig, cast of hundreds here. And it's the Lewis connection, Jackson Lewis and then Jesse Lewis getting it done through the air.
I feel like it's the anything you can do, I can do better with the
No,
Lewises.
you can't. For those who don't know, just Google that one. Fantastic. Was that Gatorade commercial?
I don't even know.
Mia Hamm and Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Glorious.
I have another touchback here.
Just a rifle of a boot through there. Olympia back on offense. And they really haven't gotten past their own 20, it feels like.
They seem to be going backwards, not forwards.
Yeah, a couple of sacks on that last series. Just a whole lot of rough for the folks from Olympia.
Have a timeout, Olympia.
Yeah, the Bears will take a timeout to talk about it. 1:26 left in the first. Back after this, STSPN.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from another guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Here on the team, you know, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Back to work here out of the timeout. Olympia Bears trying to find some offense, trying to find some consistency. Quarterback from the start of the game back out there. He will give one way, fake the other. On the run, Cale Allen off the handoff from Elliott Watkins. Just trying to find some sort of momentum. A loss of a yard after all of that, Jeff Madsen.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check with the statistician here and see what their total yardage is, but I don't imagine it's a lot.
Got another update from that Eastmont game. 9-0 Eastmont 44, 6-4 Richland 43. About 3 minutes to go in that one. 1 point game. Perfect season on the line for the Eastmont Wildcats.
Like you said earlier, this is the week where we don't have a lot of close games, so that's going to be a good one to keep our eye on. Oh!
And that one is just cherry-picked.
This is a
Varela to the 10, to the 5. Convoy, beep, touchdown, Paul Varela.
Oh.
So he has a pick six, and he has a rushing touchdown. Penalty marker down, though, around the 32-33.
Oh. Block in the back on Lake.
That will negate the touchdown, unfortunately. The official said holding. You saw a block in the back?
There's a block in the back.
Okay.
Block in the
back. Either way, that's tough, but Varela with the rushing touchdown. Varela with the interception. Another short field for Lake. If anybody knows a real estate agent, apparently they're good rates on, real estate on this side of the field. Blake Stevens is land speculating beyond the 50. We're still in the first, folks. 27-0 Lake. Vikings up to bat once again. Colton Matson. On his hip is Jashawn Lamar. Feel like it's time for Lamar to find the end zone. He'll go out and block somebody. Screen going away. Bubble screen out far side. Penalty marker down. Looks like a hold as Gabe Kalani finally gets to touch the football.
I think they're going to get him for another block in the back on the corner there.
Number
33.
Yeah, Brown just a little ambitious, and the good job by the defender to spin. Shows in the back numbers, right?
Yeah. Another block in the back, yeah. Interesting thing is if you block in the front and you're still engaged and your opposing player turns, then it's not blocking the back. But if you block in the back, then it's blocking the back.
So he wasn't engaged, is what you're saying. He didn't have him fully locked up when the spin happened. Jeff Matson and his officiating prowess coming into play here in the early stages. Final 12 ticks of quarter number 1. Lake with a first down and 20. Sprint pass, fires into the seam, wide open, and that will do it for the quarter. Excellent work out there, finding Stephen Lee Jr., first successful connection. And when they mark this thing ready, the 1 second will bleed off the clock, and we will go to a break. 27-0. Lake Stevens has the lead. End of 1. Back with the second quarter call after this. Playoff football, Lake Stevens and Olympia on STSPN.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful. Always Marine. Marking a path for the next generation.
Back to it on STSPN. Flip the field. Fresh 12 on the clock. Lake Stevens leads Olympia 27-0. Start of the second quarter. Amp Harrell here with you. Todd Elvig pushing the buttons. Jeff Matson providing the expertise to my left. Already discounting food at the concession stand here at the start of the second. Motion down the line. Gabe Kalani, play fake, looking that way. They'll find Kalani. Good form tackle in the open field by Olympia's Benjamin Scott. Good to see Kalani getting involved here. He's been stalk blocking a lot this game. They've looked his way a couple times now. 27-0. Lake just looking to find the end zone here. Second and a short 7. Kalani dancing around again. Matson drops, slings. Whew. Man, he strong arms that into a window. Jackson Lewis with the grab and a first down. Jackson Lewis, number 8. Jesse Lewis, number 15. Both have gotten involved early. First and 10 again from the 12. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Chase Ingram over the football. Matson with the back to his right. Colton wiggles a little bit, then drops it off. In space, good stiff arm, gets to the outside, trying to dance in the end zone. Did not get the pylon, David Brown.
I think he got enough for a first down, but I think, he was also wanting to make up for that missed catch earlier.
Yeah. He was trying to find the end zone. Receiving leader for this Vikings squad, but now it's first and goal from the 1.
If your coach tried, you throw it to him and let him get some confidence back after that earlier miss?
I would think he's going to keep it on the ground, especially with Jayshawn Lamar not having dented the stat sheet much.
You got 4 attempts now here from the 2-yard lines.
Yeah, good point.
Lots of options.
Spreading them out 2 by 2. Kalani in motion, rocket style that time. Snap, give. Lamar walks in. Jayshawn Lamar. Looks like I've been around Coach Tom Try the right amount of time. Not too much. Gotta share the love.
And their offensive line just overpowers. I mean, by the time he hits the end zone, they're already a yard deep in the end zone, pushing the defensive line backwards.
I am absolutely, positively an apologist for the offensive and defensive linemen. Big dudes need love, and they get it done here at Lake. 33-0, extra point pending. The boot from Mooring. Out of the hold of Pester. Snap, good one. Set, also good. Kick on the way. It is also good, and it is 33-0. Lake Stevens with the lead early stages second quarter, 34-0, excuse me. Back after this on STSPN.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
No backseat driving here. STSPN coverage presented by Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952. Amp Harrell, Jeff Matson on for the call here as Lake Stevens with a 34-0 lead. Early stages of the second quarter. Lake, it's not going exactly according to script, though. They're being their own worst enemy, right, Jeff?
That's right. Lake's got to stop stopping themselves and put this game away and look forward to next week.
I know that sounds greedy. Is that one taken at the 2, and away they go for the Bears. Ooh, hello.
Got a flag on the play here.
Big collision in the open field. Mason Turner just holds on. Let's see if you see anything here. Oof. Penalty against Olympia.
I didn't see what he's holding.
That's unfortunate. You get it out to the 20 and you get called for the penalty.
Yeah. If you're Coach Mobley for the Bears, what are you telling your guys right now to keep them motivated?
Well, I know it's going to be coach speak, but next man up, one play at a time. You got to keep getting first downs, keep moving the ball. These 3 and outs are doing just as much damage to Olympia's chances of coming back in this as anything that Lake is doing. Because if they can't hang on to the football, and I mean that both from turnovers and from just not moving the sticks, going to have a hard time stopping Lake Stevens. Weird, sort of awkward behind the back handoff there. Rumbling it ahead, I think, is Caden Fox. I don't think that one quite went as they expected there.
No, and the penalty really hurts them too when you're having a hard time moving the ball anyway, and then you put yourself in a bigger hole with a penalty. That's not going to help things.
Isaac Kim and Isaac Keese Isaac Keese out there. Quarterback again is Elliott Watkins, listed as a running back on my sheet. Watkins gets a knee-high snap, lobs that one out high, caught and giving ground a bit. Drew Carlson, and did they just get a first down?
They did, and that was great concentration by the receiver on that one, too, because the pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
It was high. He goes up the ladder. He stutter steps and spins free and gets about an extra 4 or 5 to get that first down.
One of the linemen there I think it was Slezak with his big black mitt, got a mitt up there and tipped the ball.
Good eyes by you.
Oh,
high one over the middle. Ow, that hurts. You are hanging your tight end out to dry on that one. Benjamin Scott, also listed as your kicker, so that hurts even more. He lined up in the slot, went up against 2 defenders, and just got bent. Yeah, he's going to be feeling that one tomorrow.
That's the kind of play that made me quit playing football.
Eek. Yeah, if you're going to be a tight end or a slot, you're going to have to go over the middle, and you know you're going to get dinged. Blitz coming. Run dog. Oh,
he slipped right through there.
Oh, that is nifty. I like that from Caden Fox.
Yeah, he slipped sliding right through that gap.
Just drops the pad level, drops the hips.
I think he did a little sidestep there.
Whee! Olay leaves a dude in his tracks. Mason Turner in on the stop. 3rd down and a full 4 for the Bears. 34-0. Lake with the lead. 9 minutes and change left in the second. If you're in the other room getting a Nice frosty beverage. May I recommend a Monster? Even at 6:47 at night. Straight drop, looks, stands in the pocket, has a man, intercept, incomplete, actually.
I think.
No, they haven't blown it dead.
It's going to come back.
He's just running around. Gabe Kalani played center field and finally got decked. That was awkward.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some pass interference here.
Yeah, that one kind of got away from us. And now let's see the officials. Pass interference defense. Yeah. Okay.
He took his receiving route away from him as he was coming over the middle.
So that'll give a fresh first down to Olympia.
That was really a weird thing. There was no whistle, though, and everybody seemed to like kind of quit on the play.
Yeah, I mean, just from the behavior of the receiver, or excuse me, the interceptor.
Yeah, it was just nonchalant, just kind of.
We'll move this one a long ways down the field, and best field position of the day for the Olympia Bears as the wind kicks up so strongly through our booth that it blows away a few papers and 2 pins. Doesn't seem like much, but normally you have a paperweight for that reason. If you have a paperweight and too strong a wind, you wind up with a concussion. So near midfield for the Bears.
Olympia flirting with getting over the 50 for the first time.
Ooh! Good grief. That's not going to help. Gage Solomon and Esteban Sedano shot out of a cannon. The high snap did him no favors, but absolutely nothing you can do with that one if you're Elliott Watkins. He probably had the best result on that.
It's funny, it didn't seem like much, but just that second of a delay, allowed those guys to get in there. If he catches a normal snap, he can probably get that thing off and without a hitch, but just having to jump up and catch that high snap, it just changes the whole timing of the whole play.
Well, that and free release for those Vikings linemen. There he has a good pocket, drops it off. That's a good-looking play there. A little rub out to the sideline to Drew Carlson again.
That ball was literally on his hip before he turned and looked back.
The ball caught him.
Whee! It was like, oh, hey, there's a ball here.
just when he felt movement. It's like you're trying to catch a fish with your hands, not with a pole.
Put some Velcro on his hip and just throw it at him. Cross the 50 for the first time tonight.
There we go. Third down 3. Making up for that high snap. They were at second and 17. Looking it over again. The quarterback Watkins. Changing the play, drifts back, pistol set. 3 receivers to the far side, now a timeout.
Yeah, but
I don't know what was going on.
I think they were getting close to a delay of game there.
Timeout taken by Olympia, down 34-0. Back after this on STSPN.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. I am the beast.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust, the one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Back here on STSPN. Olympia Bears with a 3rd and 3. Drop, look, fire on a little curl. Complete for the first down and more down the sidelines and out of bounds. Kronk.
I got a final on the Skyline Puyallup game.
Oh?
25-22, Skyline.
Skyline holds on, so that one not an upset. I have very nearly a final. Oh, it is a final now. Richland with the interception on a 4th down play. They beat Eastmont 51-44. Eastmont was 9-0. Was 9-1. Richland gets it done. Touchdown and a 2, and then an interception on a 4th down play. Penalty marker here. And what happened on this sequence for Olympia? That was a 3rd down and 3 that they converted. Personal foul. It was a personal foul during the play, I think, because he didn't say dead ball.
Right.
And he signaled 3rd down, so they didn't get that conversion. That play didn't count, Jeff Matson.
Maybe it was unnecessary roughness. I was looking at my scores here. I got a score from Monroe. Monroe 41, Bonnie Lake 24. Did you report that one yet?
I think I just gave the result. I don't think I gave the score, but Monroe gets it done over Bonnie Lake, and, well, talk about beating yourself. Olympia called for the personal foul, 3rd down and 19, after they had converted a 3rd and 3.
They got a sniff at the other side of the 50, and they're moving backward.
Airing this one out. Intercepted! Intercepted! Has a plan, has a chance. David Brown, he is going to get to the end zone this time. Touchdown, DB! Pick 6, David Brown.
And we've got no fouls, no penalties anywhere. I think his confidence is going to go back up now after the drop earlier.
This is just unbelievable. Lake Stevens 40-0, extra point pending, 7:34 in the second. I don't know that would have surprised anybody necessarily as a final, but we've still got 7 and change left in the first half.
Yeah, we're in for a quick second half, but this is why the Lake Stevens of the last decade is so good, because they go out of state, they go into Kingco, they play the tougher opponents. So when the playoffs come, this is what happens.
Yeah, no surprises. Mooring for point. This also shows the confidence of Tom Try, sticking with the extra point instead of trying to make it 42-0. Boots it up, and no good.
No good. A second no good.
Second missed extra point of the first half here, but Lake in front by 40. In front by 40 with 7:34 left here on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Back to action here. Lake Stevens all over Olympia. Couple of interceptions, including one pick six that got called back, one pick six that did not. Wobbly return from the 6. High stepping his way and then cut down. Amp Harrell, Jeff Matson, Todd Elvig here with you. Oliver Turner Thorne and company back in the Mobile Broadcast Palace. 40-0. Just opening up a can, defense and all. This Lake squad is ready, as you said, Jeff Matson. They play out of state, they play out of league, they play down in Kingco, so they are ready, and nothing surprises Lake when they get to the postseason.
And we still have 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Of the second quarter. That's the other key point.
Yeah. I mean,
Lake,
they can put a hurt on you quick.
Lake will more than likely get this football back, and they'll have a chance to get that mercy rule difference before we get to halftime.
Yeah, we're already at the mercy rule. It's 40,
I thought it was 42 for some reason.
No,
okay.
They changed it a few years ago because so many teams would score 41,
And just hang out there.
Hang out, yeah. So they moved it to 40. So now high school football and basketball, both 40-point mercy rules.
Hard driving 1-yard run, Caden Fox there for the Olympia Bears.
Well, last time they got to the 48 of Lake Stevens. We'll see if they can muster up something to sniff the other side of the field.
I mean, they did get it to the 52. Yes, I said it that way on purpose.
Yep.
Little run inside Caden Fox, and he is gator rolled to the ground. Good play by Easton Munger. I said Gators. I made myself upset. I'm a Florida fan, and they lost their first ever game in the swamp to Arkansas. Had an old boss that would call the Hogs, so I'm glad I'm not at that job anymore.
From back east, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Where did you call games at before?
I was in the Nashville area.
Okay.
But
hence the Nashville arena football.
Yes, we were talking before we got started about the return, not just of arena football to Everett, but the Nashville Cats are going to try it for a third time because it worked so well the first two. Back to it here on a 3rd and 8. Flares this one out, incomplete. That was trouble as Stephen Lee Jr. face guarding on the defender Kronk, or the receiver Kronk, I should say.
And have our first punt into the wind. See if, with the wind.
Yeah, with the wind.
With the wind.
Yeah, they punted into the wind, and when the wind kicked up, it became a dying quail out there.
Yeah. The wind moving left to right on our television screen.
I've got a question for you, being of the officiating ilk, once this punt is complete, about the way the playoffs work. That one boomed away, and that one took a nice hop for the Bears.
2 times in this game I've seen it hit somebody in the head.
Bonk. So
last time it was the
receiving team.
The receiving team, yeah.
So Vikings will take over with decent field position. So this is the crossover playoff game, the cross-district or cross-league game, but it is technically the playoffs. Next week, or rather tomorrow, I should say, they will reseed. But is this an elimination game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say maybe 10, 15 years ago, the high schools only had 9 weeks, and they would have a jamboree at the beginning of the season, and they all got together at some point and they said, hey, let's just get rid of the jamboree and let's go to a 10th week, and then do kind of this faux, round of 32. So they do this cross-seeding. So that's where some of these games are just huge blowouts because you're playing, basically like Lake Stevens could be a 1 seed. They seeded this round as well. So, Lake obviously being higher in the RPI is going to be the higher seed. Olympia as the lower seed. So you could almost think of it as like a 1 versus 16.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
In a bracket, the West bracket, the
1 versus 16, and you've got two big brackets basically because it's a field of 32. And pass was complete to Keegan Howard for a first down, by the way.
And then what they do with the other teams that aren't in this is they do the crossover playoffs. So like a 5th place plays 5th place. Kinko and Wesco might be crossing over. So Kinko 5 plays Wesco 5. Kinko 6 plays Wesco 6, or South Puget Sound League, so they cross over that way.
Kind of like a seeding type of game.
Yeah, just so that all the kids get a 10th game, but for some it's a loser out, winner goes on kind of game.
Talha Rye with the short gain there, 1.5 yards.
Then they'll reseed after tonight. They'll reseed for next week, and that's it. Then it goes bracket play all the way down from there.
Snap, give, right side, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. That's Talha Rye again. Gain of about 2.5 there. So 3rd down and call it 7. But I only ask because you're right. There are virtually no upsets in this week 10. But we already have had some, like the Falcons. The Woodinville Falcons get the win on the road. And then, oh, by the way, the number 1 team in 4A RPI is now done. Dump that one off complete. Paul Varela, and he is ushered out of bounds by Cameron Downing.
I mean, they play the games, right? You still got to show up every week. You might be the number 1 seed, but you still got to play the game because anything can happen.
And those Richland Bombers are going to be riding high going into the playoffs. They get a big, not only touchdown, but convert the 2 for a 51-44 lead. And they get an interception on a 4th down play and just knock off the #1 team in the state.
No, that's what Russell Wilson used to tell all his players. Why not us, right? Why not us?
Kronk with the stop on the Rye carry there. Just trying to keep that clock moving up 40-0. But yeah, why not us? That's probably what the Bears were saying coming into this one. 3-6 record, not great going on the road to Lake Stevens, the defending champs, but every down, every snap, every play.
The Dumb and Dumber quote, you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. We've landed on the moon. 40-0.
Oh, little trickery.
I like that. Faked the shuffle pass and then dumps it down the field for Brown. Just watch this. Right in front of your screen here. Bump. And then fires back the other way. Just a bang, bang play to Brown.
I do say, the Yahtzee look is amazing here.
All the different fakes.
I wonder if Jim Harbaugh can steal those signs.
I wouldn't put it past him. He could at least try. Sprint pass on 3rd and 9. Fling it end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Touchdown. That would be Jesse Lewis, his 2nd of the day. Just fantastic work. Colton Matson picking his spots. Lewis again.
That's Matson's 4th touchdown pass tonight.
And just think of all the ways that Lake has been able to get it done. A running touchdown or rushing touchdown with Varela. Brown, Jackson Lewis, Jesse Lewis, and Jesse Lewis again with the touchdowns. Another rush with Lamar and the pick 6. And there should have been another pick 6 instead of the Lamar touchdown, but it was called back. Vikings by a bunch, 47-0, 2:42 in the first half. Back after this, STSPN.
The future is threatened by enemies often unrelenting, unexpected, and unpredictable. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical.
Enemy drone down.
Because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater.
Sending coordinates now.
When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
STSPN's coverage of Lake Stevens playoff football, or I should just say Wesco 4A football, is presented in part by Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing, and Adrenaline Fundraising. Bears with the return. Wiggling free for a moment, Parker Fouts. 1st and 10 for Olympia, but it's 47-0. The only hiccups on the score, a couple of missed extra points, but some penalties to clean up as we head further into the postseason. Some drops, perhaps, but really easy to nitpick when you're up 47-0.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Lake is showing here, which is so unlike so many high school teams I've seen, is they're just not one-dimensional at all. There's so many dimensions in how they're going to beat you defensively, receiving, running, quarterback. I mean, they just look completely unstoppable right now.
Stephen Lee Jr. with the tackle in the open field. That was the safest blitz I think I've ever seen.
We got a flag on the play, too.
What's the penalty?
What are we looking at here?
And then there's another one after the fact. I think that second one might be a personal foul unsportsmanlike. Oh, offsetting personal fouls. So it's getting a little chippy here, 47-0 in the first half. And you see that quite a bit in this this level, don't you?
Yeah, it's hard, you know, when you're getting blown out, you want to try to keep your composure, but, you know, kids are kids, and sometimes things get said. It's a little bit rough.
Coach Try just trying to keep his young men even keel.
The most important part for him right now is making sure they're all playing next week.
Yeah, no ejections, no injuries. Just head down, play the next play, keep that clock moving. Pistol set here for the Bears and Elliott Watkins. Drops, slant, complete. I think it was a slant. It's hard to tell on that sideline. Drew Carlson. Yeah, they're doing the little things well, but it's too little too late when you're down by almost 50.
Yeah, I don't know if if the starters have come out yet, or they're still playing. Does it look like they're still playing all their starters on defense?
Looks like
the front line looks like it's still.
Yeah, all or most. There's a good pancake.
Oh, Slezak.
And incomplete, but yeah, nice pancake block by the offensive lineman for the Bears right in the middle of your screen.
You know, Slezak's chasing him down. He's got to just be drooling.
Just salivating.
Like, he wants to get him. He's so close. And then he throws it. Ah.
Mason Turner, the quarterback of the defense, calling out signals. Looks like the nose is Bryce Waxham. Nope, excuse me. He's at right side of the defensive line. Slezak is your nose and your captain. Pistol set. 3-step drop. Fires it high. Uh-oh. That was one of those where he went up to catch it, and Joshua Muckian realizes, oh, I'm about to get thumped. Good job to secure it, though, knowing that hit's coming.
Running a hurry-up offense here with 2 minutes to go.
Fouts will step off the field. Far hash. Oh, turning around and not ready for it. That one bounced off of Carlson, and it'll stop the clock.
That's why they tell you to look the ball in. Look the ball. I knew a receiver that had a trick where he would write numbers on the ball, on the edge of the ball. And every time he caught the ball, he'd have to yell out the number. Because that one just hit right off the shoulder pads on his chest.
Yeah, the ball caught him. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready. So 4th down and 5, got a punt with 1:38 left.
Still struggling to get over the 50.
Booms this one away.
This is one of those tough areas because I don't know how much the RPI committee looks at the score differential. So, you know, you're already in the running clock situation, but do you put more points on their board just to get a little bit better look on the RPI?
I could see it, but I don't know that I would necessarily look for it here.
Yeah.
Lake's got all 3 timeouts if they really want to try for one more score, but I feel like we're going to see a couple of running plays and either a touchdown or the end of the first half.
Matson will probably finish the half out, and I would expect to see the backups in after that.
Most likely, but stranger things have happened.
Yep, he's still out there.
We're live at Lake Stevens High. Compliments of course, the fine folks at Les Schwab Tires. I want to give a shout out to McDaniel's Do It Center. My birthday's Monday. I just got my coupon in the mail, the discount coupon. So I think I'm going to buy some more plants, more gardening supplies. Do a little indoor gardening as it gets cold. Pass complete and out of bounds, Stephen Lee Jr.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be planting too many plants right now.
No, I'm just gonna do some container gardening and maybe a fern or something inside the apartment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your plant of choice?
Well, I tend to grow a lot of like rosemary and tomatoes in season. I've managed to grow 1 squash in 2 years, so the plants look great. They just never actually turn into anything.
My plant of choice is plastic.
There's the
lowest
play
maintenance
of the game.
plant on the.
Oh, spin cycle for Stephen Lee Jr. and he gets the first down.
They'll stop the clock here to set the chains, and then we'll Start it back up.
So he makes that guy miss. Makes that guy miss with a spin move and down out across the 35. Or excuse me, the 45. So Matson not running the ball. Approaching a minute to play in the half. Flings that one to the right side. Pass caught.
Boy, he has a quick release.
Jesse Lewis with the grab and a timeout
I think
taken.
we have a flag on the play.
Oh, no, you're right. It is. It's a flag, not a timeout.
Yeah, I think we got a 5-yard face mask, I think is what it is. Yep. A little extra grabbage at the end there.
That is just adding insult to injury for the Olympia Bears.
Give him a first down.
If you hear that hesitation when I say Olympia Bears, it's because my brain goes Bears and not here and immediately wants to make them the Yakima Bears. Tried to get a job broadcasting baseball back there, back before that team stopped existing. Olympia, the opponent.
Did they have the same logo?
Pretty comparable, although they didn't go old school. Old school. Lobs that one up into traffic, nearly intercepted.
Some friendly fire there, I think. Got Olympia Bear prostrate on the ground there.
Yeah, slow to get up.
Little friendly fire. The two guys coming in there at the end, both wanting the interception.
And one was down, and I think the potential interceptor hit him and lost the ball.
I think he chop blocked him.
Oof. That's adding injury to insult.
Yeah.
So we'll try this one again. Receivers to the far side, Kalani and Stephen Lee Jr. To the near side, I believe it is Brown. Nope, play fake. Good block.
Oh,
running around, directing traffic, firing to the back of the end zone. Is it a catch? It's a catch! Touchdown, Brown!
Dang.
Touchdown, David Brown. Second of the day. He wants the shirt.
Downtown David Brown.
The long ball and just some improvisation by Colton Matson to dance around, keep it alive. Got a block from Chase Ingram, and then he just points somebody out and says, "You, go there."
And he was covered like a blanket, too. The defender was all over him, so that was great concentration.
It's right in the end zone. And
for Colton's 5th touchdown of the half. Amazing.
Ping, ping, ping.
As the star balloon goes to the sky.
And the kick is up and good.
I think we're going to have roughing the holder here.
And the Bears get the 54-0 lead.
Kicker.
Roughing the kicker will likely be enforced on the kickoff. Got a man down for Olympia as well. And just like that, we will step aside for a break as the man is being attended to. 54-0 Lake on STSPN.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Oh, no, they'll kick it off here from the 45.
Back here on STSPN, trying to sort things out after the roughing, not running into, but roughing the kicker penalty. Amp Harrell, Jeff Madsen, Todd Elvig here with you. Assistant producer is Sarah Elvig. And, of course, Mr. Turner Thorne conducting his business in the truck.
Oh, they did just rule it a running into the kicker, so 5 yards, not 10.
Yeah, I remember being at a NFL playoff game. Actually, Steelers and Titans, now that I think about it, just like the Thursday night football game we just had. And that was a roughing or running into the kicker on a game-winning field goal. Titans wound up winning it 3rd time's the charm. The kick was initially, that one falls off the tee. First try was a make, but they iced him. Second try was a miss, but they roughed him or ran into him. Kicker sold it really, really well. Should have won the Academy Award that year. Move it, try it a third time, and the Titans get the win. Got to have that discipline when you're staring down the special teams. Boom! 54-0. New returner back there, and he'll grab that one in the end zone. That is Cameron Downing. As the guy attempting to block the kick, Parker Fouts, your typical return man, got injured on that play, and so his return is, we'll say, questionable.
Yeah, and I don't think when you give up a penalty on there and you let them kick it from further than the 40, you're not going to get it out of the end zone. Dead end zone. Breaks the plane, ball's dead, touchback.
54-0. If you're Olympia, do you try and get too cute here? Late stages, first half.
I think you're just trying to do something to be successful, going at halftime and build on.
Yeah, the short answer is no. The short answer is no. Fox on the carry and an official's timeout for an injured player. Is that Fox, the running back? Okay, he's helping himself up. No, he's not. Oh.
Does it look like 52?
No, I think that's 22. That's
22.
Fox, Caden Fox, the ball carrier.
Might have landed on the ball or something.
Yeah, he tried to get up once and then said no, not yet. Yeah, I think you might be spot on that one. Might have been winded. No, he's favoring a leg. He will leave the field on his own power, but frustrated with 22.8 seconds left.
So, I think this one's, Olympia is going to end this game another half, but for most of these kids on there, if they're seniors, this could be their last football game ever. So, you got to say something to them to keep them motivated, keep them in this game, and see if you can find a victory in the second half. Even if you just get one score, right? If you're the coach, I think you tell them, let's get one score.
Rambling that one ahead, and that will do it for the first half as Elijah Kim carries it forward. 54-0. Lake Stevens with the advantage. We will step aside for a break. Halftime from Lake Stevens in the postseason on STSPN.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race. Look at this! To the 4 a.m. starts. Training harder, pushing further, hitting back, hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters. Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. Cue rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first. The world's best. Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun. I promise you.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
I heard a crack and there was water everywhere and...
Bend the knee to spot the leak.
Didn't think I'd find you there, huh?
So, can you fix it? Oh, thank goodness.
You're all set. Have a good day.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Here on the team, you know, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boats.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust. The one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling. United by purpose. Defined by the cause you fight for. No one can ever take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
Bonnie Lake, Monroe. Monroe 41, Bonnie Lake 24.
Final?
Yep.
Excellent. Do you have Juanita and Auburn Riverside?
I don't think that one is in my system because I only have the playoff games.
Okay. What about?
Oh no, wait, Juanita River. No, I don't have an update yet. It's 6 o'clock kick, so I would only have the final.
Timberline Ferndale. You have that one for any chance?
Timberline Ferndale, I've not got reported yet.
And what about Edmonds Woodway and Mountain View?
That one was, I bet that score. That was Mountain View 42, Edmonds 28.
Okay, thank you.
My system only has the finals.
Oh, hey, I hear you. Yes, I do. That's impressive.
Any other ones?
I think those are the only two that I'm looking for right now. It's just the Juanita and the.
We might have those before we end.
Yeah.
Since they were a 5 o'clock kick.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we might have that here shortly. I can look in a little bit.
Yeah. Just looking at the RPI on here. Roosevelt so far has been the only top 10 RPI upset in 3A. We've had Moses Lake and Eastmont get toppled in 4A, and East Lake is not a final yet.
Who ended up being the number one RPI 4A?
It was Eastmont. That was the team that lost 51-44. Oh, and we're live here on STSPN. You get a little behind-the-scenes peek as we're running through scores. Here it's 54-0. Lake Stevens with the lead, running clock in the second half, which means Lake Stevens is going to advance in this one. Amp Harold joined by my broadcast partner, Jeff Matson, and we were running through some scores. How much ball do you get to see these days with your officiating responsibilities? A lot?
I mean, obviously the games I work.
Fair enough.
But I watch a number of games. I do a lot of film study and review for our younger officials, trying to help them become better. You know, believe it or not, we don't just show up and do the game. We do a lot of homework just like the teams do.
I love hearing film study because that can never be underappreciated.
That's right. You know, and a lot of it for officials is to make sure that you're mechanically in the right place. And if you're in the right position, then 99% of the time you're going to get the call right. It's trying to teach people to make sure they're in the correct position to make the correct call, and then move forward. So we do a lot of film study, a lot of training to help our newer guys get up to speed. It takes usually a couple of years before a new person can get to the varsity level before they feel comfortable. We don't want to rush them too soon, and that kind of works with all sports. Whether it's basketball or football or baseball. We're short in every sport, so we're always looking for new officials. If you want to go to WashingtonOfficials.com and sign up, you can don the stripes and join us on a Friday or Saturday night.
I like you working the plug in there, WashingtonOfficials.com.
Some people say I'm shamelessly always recruiting.
Well, from my seat, if we don't have enough people like you, then we don't have enough games for people like me to broadcast. So a lot of opportunities for the young men and young women out there as well to just grow, learn, and get ready for that next stage of life. And it's not possible without the sacrifice of the parents and the coaches and the sponsors and the volunteers. And, oh, by the way, the guys in the striped shirts.
That's right. They say without us, it's just recess.
I love that. Got some stats for you. Our crack statisticians over here. Matson, the quarterback of the first half anyway. We'll see if he sees it in the second half. Lake Stevens quarterback, 19 of 23, no interceptions, 325 yards through the air, and 5 touchdowns. Not a bad day at the office.
Any team's quarterback with those stats in a whole game would be happy.
Yes,
he did it in a half.
And talking about this Lake Stevens defense, they held Olympia to 42 yards passing, and 13 carries for 5 rushing yards. That means for the entire first half, their entire offense had 47 total yards.
And saw the other side of the 50 once, or the 52, like you said.
Yes, the 52-yard line they saw one time.
Yeah.
That's a tough road for this 23 seed from Olympia. Lake was the 2 seed.
Oh,
I don't know how it was 24 seeds, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. So the top 16 teams that survive will get reseeded and go after it next week.
And then how they work that is the top 8 seeds get home games, the bottom 8 seeds go travel.
Fair enough.
For those at home, we are now in a running clock situation, so the clock will only stop on timeouts, injuries, and scoring plays.
New quarterback out there for Lake is Blake Moser. He is a freshman.
I think if you haven't already done so, Coach Try's probably going to run a pretty basic offense, but maybe get a few things on film to make other teams scout, certain plays or formations. I don't think we're going to see a lot of trickery going on.
I think the running back there was Kikoa Okiyama. Snapping a give to Okiyama again on the end around. He'll ramble it ahead for a gain of a couple. Laying some wood down there on the blocks. Had some upsets. We don't see too many of those, but some upsets from Week 10. Moses Lake loses to Chiawana 49-32. Richland loses their first game, Richland gets the upset win over Eastmont, number 1 RPI in 4A, 51-44. That one just went final. And Woodinville goes on the road to Decatur and gets the win 13-6. Also, Marysville Pilchuck with the upset win at Gig Harbor, 28-7.
I think that Eastmont thing's interesting because them being the number 1 RPI, the RPI committee is going to have some work to do.
Well, looking at the RPI, Eastmont and Moses Lake, as Taharai on the carry, Eastmont was the number 1. Moses Lake was the number 5. East Lake, we don't have a final from yet, but that's 2 of your top 5 that lose in Week 10.
Just another reason to show you gotta show up and play the games. You can't check out. You can't take anybody for granted.
In the 3A, the only upset I've seen in the top 10
is
a big run here. Big run. I think that's Taharai again. Taharai goes out of bounds. Yes, the 5'9", 175-pound senior gets the first down. Penalty marker down. Roosevelt, number 6 in 3A in the RPI, loses today. Or loses this weekend, I'll say. Arlington, Yelm, O'Day, Monroe, Mountain View, and Bellevue of the top 10 in 3A have all secured wins. Holding, we'll call that Rye run back.
That might have been why he had such a big hole.
Yeah, it's a little easier when you when you bend the rules just a bit. Still waiting on a handful of finals, but as you might expect with this being one of the late games on Saturday, most of the action is done.
Yeah, I think this was one of 3 6 o'clock kickoffs. All the rest had already happened.
Skyline beat Puyallup 25-22. Arlington over Ballard last night on the radio, 54-13. Monroe 41, Bonnie Lake 24. And Eastside Catholic beat Hermiston 49-6. Kennedy Catholic 28-20 over North Creek. Another Rye run, I think, yes. Tackle on the play by Quinn Wood. Rye just seeing the field and just as importantly, keeping the clock moving.
Yeah, no hold there, but just as big a hole as the previous play.
That offensive line, first, second, even third team, could get some serious run on other teams across 4A.
That's another thing about successful programs like Stevens is you can beat teams so badly in the first half that you get a lot of experience for your second and third stringers. And Terry Ennis was famous for that at Archbishop. They would wonder why his teams were so good. His second and third stringers had as much playing time in the season as his first stringers.
Caden Fox, the running back, actually stepped up on defense and made the tackle there on Talha Rye. Brings up 4th down. Oh, no, they're going to say it's close enough, and officials with a judgment call there.
You got a really easily marked field here. It's pretty easy to tell.
Broadcast brought to you in part by McDaniel's Do It Center, which I will be seeing next week to cash in my birthday freebie. Be sure to join their rewards plan. They take care of their customers. And they take care of us, too. And a delay run up there in the middle. New ball carrier for Lake is Kyoka Okiyama again. Kakoa, excuse me. Short gain. I think it was an end around. Second down and call it 8.5, 9. It's a tough spot for Lake looking ahead because you don't know who you're going to face. You don't know whose tape to pull coming out of this one.
Yeah, I think on Sunday there'll be a flurry of tape exchange going on between teams.
Rejected. Good bat down indeed by Sullivan Triplett as Blake Moser just sort of lollipopped that pass. 3rd down and 9. And when we say tape exchange, for those, whether you're Generation Z or you're one of the old timers, they're not actually exchanging tape anymore. It's all on Huddle, isn't it?
Yeah, everything now is digital. It's a flip of a button, and I'm not exactly sure. I know in the Wesco League, when you're in league play, the teams are required to exchange with each other. I think out of courtesy, the coaches exchange film when it gets to postseason time.
Oof.
But this is where I was talking about earlier, where a coach will sometimes run a trick play or some kind of weird formation just to get it on tape so that the other team has to scheme against it. And I think that's what makes Lake so hard is they've got so many weapons and so many ways to hurt you. It's almost impossible to figure out every way they're going to do something and then try to counteract it,
Isaac Kim, I don't have a height weight, but Isaac Kim is a load there, 77 in white. And he stepped up and got a piece of that tackle as we approach 5 minutes to play in the third. Get some more scores and such after this punt. And it's a quick kick. And I don't like the results, but I like the effort there. Talk about getting something on tape. How often do you have your quick kick taken care of by your quarterback? I've actually seen that done on a 3rd down. Nothing was going right, so heck with it. I'll just kick it away, and you guys can figure it out.
I don't know the logic in that. If you line up thinking if they give me a certain formation, we'll run the play. If they don't, then we'll just drop back and kick it.
More scores. Bothell with the loss. Emerald Ridge beats them 50-36. I mentioned Pilchuck with the win on the road, 28-7 over Gig Harbor. Bellevue with the win over Mount Lake Terrace, 49-7. Winlock defeats Tulalip Heritage, 26-20. Gonzaga Prep, the Bullpups get it done over Sunnyside, 38-28. GK, that's Graham Kapowson with a win over Kamiak, 63-15. That slant incomplete. Looking for Carlson. 2nd down. 63-15. GK gets the win over Kamiak. Big win for Mountain View over Edmonds Woodway, 42-28. Mount Si defeats Glacier Peak, 39-14. O'Day whoops up on Shorecrest, 56-0. And Woodinville with the upset over Decatur, 13-6. Looks like Tumwater beats Richfield, 55-13. Meanwhile, there's a football game going on. We get a little excited, we broadcaster types, when it gets to playoff time. Got to get every score in.
We got to come up with a name. It's not March Madness, but I love this time of year when we get to bracket play and just the excitement of every week, the cold fall nights.
Yeah, it finally starts to feel like football.
Yeah, well, it's definitely feeling like that today.
Airing that one out and into traffic. Pass is complete. Conk with the grab. Kronk, rather.
Is next week our time change?
It's this weekend.
This weekend?
Yes.
Oh.
We will
Tonight?
fall back tonight, or technically tomorrow morning.
Gotcha. Yeah, then we start getting dark at 4 o'clock, right?
Feels like it's getting dark at 4 o'clock anyway, but darkest night out there right now, as you can see back behind the sheds, back behind the storage for Lake Stevens. 7:48, and it looks like it's about 10 o'clock out there.
You know, the nice thing about technology nowadays, I don't have to go around my house and reset all my clocks.
Fair and valid, although what's funny is that some of them you still do. The stove and the microwave.
The microwave, that's right.
I think my microwave clock hasn't been set in about 6 months, so I don't have to worry about it.
Blinking 12 at you?
It's just a blank 0. If it did blink, it would have been changed by now. 2nd down 3. Bears moving the ball down the field and working on things for next year.
They're moving downhill for the first time.
Pass incomplete. We jinxed him. Watkins looking for Carlson, and it falls just short. So we have about 90 seconds left here in quarter number 3.
We're on the 77-yard line. Is that what?
I think once you get about past the 55, you actually start going with the real numbers. Looks like we have a roster number change. We'll get that to you in a bit. No hurry for the Olympia Bears. Out of the center snap of Aiden Dennis. Snaps that one back. Give. Rumbling right side. Tackle made by...
When's the T-shirt cannon coming out? That's what I want to know.
Braden Doherty with the tackle. I don't know if we got a T-shirt cannon here for a 54-0 running clock second half.
I think the mascot should be shooting the T-shirts in the grandstand.
I don't actually know the name of the Lake Stevens Viking mascot. I know we could probably get Blitz to come down here from the Seahawks. Blitz probably has the week off, so 12's on the road in Baltimore this week.
I don't know if he has a name or not. I'll have to find that out.
I went to a school that's guilty of some cultural appropriation, we'll say. Oh, that one nearly intercepted. Falls just short there. You see the Lake Stevens Viking dancing around behind the cheerleaders.
I'm going to call him Victor. Victor the Viking.
Freighton Prestor. I'd call him Skol, S-K-O-L. Like the Minnesota Vikings cheer.
Oh, is that his name?
I don't know if it's his name, but that's the end of the third. So we'll take a break while we ramble for fun and profit on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Back to it on STSPN. 4th and 3 for the Lake Stevens Vikings. And that one's going farther than I thought on the carry by Isaac Burks. Already giving our attention to the postseason, or not the postseason, the post-game coverage. We're going to award our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game, and well, we'll have a bit of Mike on the move, we'll say. Yeah.
Oh, can you hand me that?
Incomplete pass.
Are we going to do the Oprah Winfrey shirt thing? You get a shirt and you get a shirt? Yeah.
So we will figure that out shortly.
I think it's
54-0. Lake Stevens trying to salt away the victory here. 3rd down and 9. Also keeping our eyes to other scoreboard updates and keeping an eye on the big matchup USC and UW from LA. Great drop, fires a little comebacker screen, has a convoy out there, and that took a pop in the back, but what a run by Isaac Burks. 10:30, tick, 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 tick goes the clock, but a good run by Burks. And a solid tackle in the open field, or solid karate move by Tyler Webb. Give credit to the visiting Bears. Their fans are still out there in what's becoming a chilly night. Shotgun, 2x2, tight formation. Jet sweep, breaks the first tackle, and down around midfield. Kakoa Okiyama. Now, any thoughts on your top pick for Adrenaline Fundraising player of the game? It's got to be Matson, right, with 5 touchdowns in the first half?
Well, you could go there. You could go with Brown, 2 touchdowns and a pick 6.
That being Jesse Brown.
That wouldn't be a bad choice either.
Or sorry, David Brown.
David Brown.
We're gonna. Excellent.
Nice.
That one a big play over the middle. But David Brown with 2 touchdowns, the pick 6. Lamar got into the end zone. Jesse Lewis with 2 touchdowns. Jackson Lewis with a touchdown.
Yeah. Any of those guys. I think the defensive line, Lamar has a rushing touchdown. The defensive line for sure, I think their penetration and pushback, when you hold the team to one side of the field the whole game, I mean, you can't go wrong there.
Fair enough. Rush up the middle again with the reserve running back, Isaac Burks. Ducks his head.
You can never say enough about offensive linemen. You can always put them, you can give them shirts because there's just no glory in the offensive line. It's all work.
The big uglies putting in the work, and they wear that as a badge of honor. So I will be heading down to talk to my new friends in purple. Toss to the left side. New player into the game and rumbling into the defensive secondary.
Flag on the play.
Braden Andreessen.
Holding on Lake Stevens.
Clock continues to run even with the penalty, though. Going to hear the fans, the student section from Lake getting loud. They know they will continue to play on.
I'm waiting for the "We Believe That We Will Win" chair at 54-0.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done that at halftime.
You could probably just go ahead so you're not fighting. See if you can you hear us? Can you hear us? There we go.
Am I on? There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear me. All right, we'll get on the move here. I will let Jeff Matson handle things until I get into the
tangled up here. Watch your feet.
Oh.
Braden Anderson with the run up the middle for a 2-yard gain.
There you go. The bag's right there. The whole bag. Yep.
Shovel past Anderson. Off tackle to the right for a couple yards. He'll get to 4th and 1. And we'll probably just milk the clock out here, see what we can do. Tom's not a big punt guy. Coach Try doesn't tend to punt the ball too much.
Relatively quiet crowd out here, you guys. They're just waiting for this one to go final so they can start celebrating.
You got to get them pumped up.
I don't even know how you get down there.
Very carefully.
like they're going to hold them here over on downs. It'll be Olympia's ball. First over on downs all game. I think you could call that success for Olympia.
That is success.
Yeah. Something positive that they stopped them at least. I mean, it might be their second and third stringers, but you got to look for positives.
It might be the JV, but
that's right.
It's still, a stop is a stop.
We used to say, well, my JV is better than your JV at least.
Yeah.
Any positive's a positive at this point. I always felt bad for kids when you get to this time of the year because, like, the ones that are seniors, most of them are never going to play again. They will never play football after this, and so this is their last shining glory football moments.
That is right, and that's one of the things we always try and drill into people is that celebrate their athletic ability now because you just don't know.
You don't know.
No
gainer up the middle there.
It's a glorious, crisp night here on the sidelines.
And you're looking good, Amp.
Appreciate it. Gotta rock the flannel and give up on the whole Tennessee thing. I gotta look like a local.
That's right.
You got the socks and the sandals on?
No, I'm rocking my brand new hiking boots. So at least this isn't a volleyball or a basketball game. I don't think they'd let me out on the floor.
The Lake Stevens girls Vikings won today, and they're heading off to the next round of the playoffs, beating Inglemore pretty handily. Or I'm sorry, Issaquah.
Put your hand up, sir, if you can hear me. Perfect. Thank you.
We're gonna.
I turned the wrong one off there. I turned off so you couldn't hear me.
Oh.
But I was going out live.
We'll do it live. Final 3:45 of this one from one of the greatest places to watch football, high school football in the state of Washington.
Absolutely, I agree. When you get the band rocking here and the fans, there's no better place.
Oh, a little chippy there on the end.
Meanwhile,
It's 66. He's big, so 64 is got to be a little bit easy there.
Seeing a tackle right in front of me with the future of this Lake Stevens program being egged on by Stephen Lee Jr.
Where's your stocking cap there, Amp?
I don't know that it would work with the headset.
Oh.
See if you can get like a helmet there.
I might need one the way that these boys are playing out here.
Whoa! Taken out by a
sixth
grader.
I don't know that would work so well for the sixth grader.
Olympia back to punt. Oh, almost blocked.
Breaking tackles and breaking hearts once again. And what I am loving is the fact that these Lake Stevens, I don't think they're backups necessarily, but the starters who are getting a rest, the entire sideline, they are in on every single play.
I think when you give player of the game to Colton, you need to tell him it's not for the 5 touchdowns in the first half. It's for the card, holding up the card in the second half.
See, I love this. They figured out who I am, and so the kicker was asking me, hey, who got player of the game? And I was like, well, we got multiples. He said, oh, is it going to be players of the game? And
Don't ever tell me they don't want the shirt.
No, they know. They watch. They're aware.
So Amp, I don't know if you heard me, but when you tell Colton,
it's about holding up the card, right?
It's about holding up the card. Who cares about the 5 touchdowns? It's the card.
Hey, you got to make sure you do your part. I don't know if he's going to be conducting the band with the brightly colored gloves or not, but
he's going to go bang the drum over there.
Selling tickets and selling popcorn.
Right.
Busy night for Colton Matson.
No relation to.
No. He's a single T. I'm double T.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I never did change that on that video either.
Yeah, we don't want to get too many people confused there. No relation.
Getting small and running a long ways to pick up a few more yards there on second down.
Although after 5 touchdowns, I should claim him.
Yeah, that's right. I'm related.
That's my kid.
I'm a little concerned because they're getting what looks like a lasso ready over here with the yellow vested Lake staffers. I don't know if I'm about to get hogtied during this one.
Well, the one there with the hood on is in charge, just in case you look behind you there. That's Jason Pearson.
Okay.
Final 45 seconds here. Olympia's going to try to stop Blake. And that should do it. Not another play needs to be ran. We're under 40.
And so now the countdown to, well, knowing who we play next week. That's what starts right now. But the celebration first, as Lake Stevens going to get it done by a final score of 54-0 in Week 10. The final 8 seconds ticking off the clock. Handshake line already formed. There's your cheer.
Captain Obvious.
And away we go into the next round of the postseason. Let's see if I can run down some coaches and personnel.
Probably not before they run through that little gauntlet that's behind you.
Fair enough.
You see how they have that?
That's why they have the lasso out. I thought it was just to catch an amp.
It's the old-fashioned soccer thing where your parents do the archway and you run.
Oh, look at that.
Fireworks across the way, fireworks on the field as the Vikings get her done.
Nothing's half-ass here, I got to tell you that.
Don't hit amp.
No, I am off to the side. I am safe. Unless somebody just decides to call their own audible. So I guess I should head towards the exit to the tunnel, start finding some players.
Yeah, don't be shy either. You can ask players to go get a player too.
Well, this will be a busy week for the Lake staff. Find out tomorrow who they're going to play and start breaking down film. Monday practice, starting to game plan, scheme.
I've got somebody here. All right. We're going to do a little player of the game interview. If you can look up where the banner is. You guys got us up there?
Yeah, we do.
All right. Colton Madsen, player of the game. Even more importantly, 54-0 win. What are your thoughts?
I love how our guys performed tonight. We came here with full intensity, all hardship. We led by example today. I couldn't be more proud of our guys.
5 touchdowns and perhaps just as importantly, a fantastic performance holding up the card on the sidelines. How'd this one feel?
It was a great win for us. 5 touchdowns. I wasn't even keeping track no more. I was just trying to get all my guys in there. I like spreading around the ball, getting all my guys with the stats up and, getting them the dishes. And I couldn't be more proud of my guys either.
How did you hold up this shirt? And we can get some video and some pictures and everything with the player of the game shirt.
Tell them to look over towards the camera, towards the scoreboard there.
If you can look towards
there you go. Yeah, there.
Right over here. And anybody you want to give a shout out to that might be watching this later?
I want to give out a shout out to all my family that showed up to my game today. My sister, my girlfriend, all my grandparents, all my family.
Excellent. And give me a Go Vikings.
Go Vikings.
There we go. That's one of our players of the game. Who else did we decide needs the other shirt here?
We're trying to also get the entire offensive line, right?
Oh, yeah. We're going to get the offensive line. I wanted to get my other player of the game shirt. It's almost wound up on the receiving end of a suplex there.
David Brown.
David Brown. Let me go find number 33.
Yep.
David Brown. There you go. See how that works? Yeah, you just give an assignment to a player, and they just take off. Yeah, Sarah's actually got the camera that films.
All right.
So.
We have got David Brown here. Touchdown, downtown. David Brown,
Thank you.
Player of the game. Another excellent performance by one of the receiving leaders here. Your thoughts on how this one went for you?
It went amazing. It went just like we scripted in practice. We worked hard all week. We ran a little bit conditioned, so on those deep balls, my legs were fresh and I was able to go get them.
And you play both ways, right?
Yes, sir.
So what did we not see, especially on the defensive side of this? Because, putting up the 5 receiving touchdowns and a couple of touchdowns on the ground, that's one thing, but you guys pitched a shutout. What did we not see?
It was really a whole team effort through practice. Our scout team went hard a whole week of practice, which pushed us really hard, and we really wanted to go out and show everyone why we're number 1 in the state.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Anybody want to give a shout out to?
No. Go Lake.
Go Lake indeed. It looks like I actually have one more player of the game shirt.
Go ahead.
Any suggestions upstairs?
He's looking.
Lewis. Let's go with Lewis.
Number what?
It's Jesse Lewis.
So number 15, right?
Yeah, 15. We need to find out if they're brothers, twin brothers. I feel like we should know that.
Yeah, well, it's always interesting what we do know and what we don't know.
Yeah. 15 and 8. If they're brothers, they can share the shirt to make them co-players of the game.
They should start. Tell that guy in the white there next to you, the coach, to start rounding up the offensive line. He's right behind you. Is he somebody?
I lost Amp in the.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
All right, we got Jesse Lewis, another one of our co-MVPs. 2 touchdowns. Not bad tonight, kid.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So what worked for you in the offensive side of things with a couple of touchdown grabs?
So we really just we put some new plays in our playbook this week. We got some double moves, and those just worked. I mean, they worked twice, same route 2 times.
We've got to ask. So he had 2 touchdown grabs. We had Jackson Lewis with a touchdown grab. Any relation?
That's my twin brother.
That's what we were thinking. But you think he'll maybe be willing to share the shirt?
Probably. Yeah.
He won't.
Wear it too.
All right, if you can hold that one up and just sort of look that way.
There you go.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to while we're doing the post-game celebration here?
I just want to give a shout out to my dad. He's always at the back over there recording for us, and then Coach Try for running those plays.
All right, give me a Go Vikings.
Go Vikings, let's go.
All right, and I got the lineman being rounded up for me somewhere as we're celebrating this big 54-0 win.
Thank you.
Trying to find the lineman.
Are they where? On the 40. They're waiting for you on the right, on the 40, so to your left.
Oh, to my left. Gotcha. Who's right? Looking for a bunch of big dudes.
You are looking for a bunch of big dudes. I shouldn't see them.
Shouldn't be that hard. Oh, I'm on the 50. I'm not on the 40. All right.
Hold on, let me put that.
Oh, wait, I think maybe possibly.
Oh, they're right. Yeah, I see it. 56 is right there? Yeah, so where are you at, Amp?
I am.
He's right there.
So am I walking away or towards?
You're walking to your left.
Keep going straight.
Right
keep
there.
Going straight, right in front of you.
Right
76
there.
Yep.
There we go. All right.
To your left. You got
to your left.
Okay. Oh, here we go. We got some offensive linemen.
The big dogs.
All right.
We need 5 of them.
We need 5 offensive linemen. All right. And if you would just look right up this way, hold up the shirt, and let us know who you are, because I don't have my roster on me, and I got a lot of shirts to hand out. So who we got here?
Ashton Cash.
And tell me about what it feels like to get this big win.
Man, it feels great. I love to keep going.
So what was it like mashing against? There was some size on that Olympia side.
Oh yeah, for sure. I came into the game thinking the same thing. They were big. Thought they were going to be more aggressive.
So this was a little easier than you thought.
A little bit.
Okay. What was it like just ripping those holes and letting you got a couple of offensive rushing touchdowns too?
Oh yeah, it felt great. Kept pulling, doing Georgia. It was fun. Great time.
Excellent. So give me Go Vikings.
Go Vikings.
There we go. Who else we got? Oh, I just kicked the helmet. Sorry about that. Oh, here we go. Who we got?
Will Lynch.
Will Lynch. I called your name out quite a bit up there. What'd you see on the offensive side of the ball?
I mean, I don't know. Their D-line wasn't the greatest, I'd say. So running was a little open, but passing, the quarterback, Colton Matson, really did good today.
Yeah, five passing touchdowns. Yeah. So do you like doing pass pro, or do you like going out and hitting people on run blocking?
I mean, I'd say pass pro pass rush more passive. You gotta be more like controlled. So I don't know. I like run blocking because I'm more of a big guy. I like moving people, so I'd say run blocking.
Fair enough. Anything else that we didn't see not lining down on the field on this one?
Not really. I mean, I don't know.
Just follow what Coach Tri says and get her done?
Yep, that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Blake Mosier, the second-string quarterback. I'd like to shout out him. And Seth Price also, another freshman on varsity, who's great.
All right. Give me a Go Vikings and hold that shirt up for me.
Go Vikings.
All right. Who else we got? I got a couple more shirts here.
That's alignment because he's got it sideways.
I mean, I probably set him up for failure on that one, but
there you go.
But still, yeah, blame the broadcaster. All right. Who else we got?
Love that guy.
Are you one of the offensive line starters? Nope. He was looking with confidence.
Hey, turn around to your back. Go grab the guy that you just gave the shirt to. No, behind you.
Oh.
Behind you.
Where'd he go?
The guy that you just gave the shirt
55,
to, right
yes.
there.
Yeah.
Tell him to go get the other 3 guys or whatever it is.
Hey, can you get the other 3 offensive linemen?
Yeah. Yeah. Right here.
The joys of live
maybe
television,
they don't want
folks.
shirts. They don't have to, they don't have to have one.
Putting in the work. Got to give credit to Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing and taking care of the offensive linemen, definitely doing the right thing here on STSPN.
That's like putting a good set of tires on your car.
Yes, indeed. I should probably just stay visible because the linemen, they'll just be pointed in my direction.
It is fun watching you walk around, though.
My Fitbit thing is tracking every step, guys.
We're testing Sarah's ability to
track me down. I see him. I'm curious how many dudes we're gonna find.
Yeah, you probably.
Because I think he's
probably need to try to be like yelling out there because they all seem to hear his voice quick.
Right there.
Okay.
Taking a picture.
Oh, they're taking a picture. All right. So we're gonna go to the other 40.
They got 54.
So I'm just emptying out the bag here, or you want just 3 more?
Yeah, just 3 more.
All right.
Whatever you got in the bag.
There we go. All right.
54, right
got a couple of offensive linemen here. So
there you go.
Gonna look off this direction.
They're looking the right way.
And who we got here?
Bryce Slezak.
And Mason Turner.
And you guys were busy tonight. Talk to me about this big win and great performance by the offense.
I think it kind of put the state on notice. That was our goal of today. Put the state on notice, show them what Lake Stevens is all about, and we're here to go back to back.
Yeah, man, just going head to head, just pounding it in, making those run gains, just hella huge, and then they start getting chippy at the end, but we just kept composure and just kept trucking.
Now, gotta ask about the success specifically that you two had. How much of that was scheme? How much of that was just you guys making plays, or the guys across from you?
Man, it's all of us doing our own job. If without the guards doing their job, I couldn't do mine. I couldn't get my guy if they didn't get theirs, and we would not have as much success if just no one did their jobs.
I think it's all the coaches. Give all the credit to the coaches. Give all the credit to God, and I give some of the credit to Mason too. And I mean, we are at the same position, opposite sides, and we can talk to each other if we have any problems. And everyone's a piece of the puzzle.
Fair enough. Anybody you guys want to give a shout out to as we hold up these shirts and celebrate a big win?
God, mom, dad, siblings, Bella, everybody.
That's an offensive lineman right there. What about you?
All glory to God, to my mom, my dad, my sister, and my dogs at home.
Woof, woof, indeed. Got a couple of offensive lineman shirts. Les Schwab Tires doing the right thing. I will do the right thing and get out of the way. And I believe we have one more lineman that I need to track down.
Tell them.
Yes. Hey, boys, we got one more. We got to have at least one more lineman. So we're missing somebody. Cash already got his.
Oh, we got his?
Yeah.
Where's Bryce White? Did Chase Ingram get?
I don't think Chase got one.
Chase didn't get one.
Yeah, we're going to go find Chase Ingram. That's a good strategy there to go and have them find their boys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at Mom's. Mom's getting their picture now.
And again, I got to backpedal so I don't wind up immortalized in somebody's scrapbook. They want to see that scoreboard. They want to see those shirts. They don't want to see me.
You and your flannel.
Me and my flannel. I got the look.
There you go. That guy must be from Tennessee.
That's just like if you ever go to Nashville, guys, don't get the cowboy hat. They'll know you're not from there. They're all going, where's Chase at? I don't know how much the mics pick up, but this is a happy bunch down here.
That mic picks up everything.
But they're also a little bit business-like, professional. Like, okay, this is not as far as we're going to go. We made it all the way last year. We're going to do it again this year.
I like the back-to-back comment, and I like the putting the state on notice. That's why I think the RPI it's all about. With Eastmont losing tomorrow,
what
RPI
number is Chase?
Chase is. Oh, let's see here. It's got to be a big number, right?
Yeah, I think is it 65, 64?
Yep, Chase 65.
65.
Okay, we're looking for 65.
Looks like Chase may have already gone inside. That's what we're thinking.
All right.
Do you want me to give him the shirt?
Yeah, that's fine, and we'll call it good.
You know what? We're gonna do one more here. We're gonna hand a shirt inside, but we got a D lineman that wants a little love, and he made some plays as this one went on. Give me your name again.
I'm Bryce Waxham.
And talk to me about things from the defensive side of things. You guys pitched a shutout.
Oh man, it was awesome. We were all intense. We were all focused on our scouting report all week. And we came out and executed, and that's all there is to it.
Anything that we didn't see? Anything we need to know about from field level?
No.
Just going out and following coach and hitting people, right?
Oh yeah, that's all you gotta do.
All right. Well, we'll give you player of the game, lineman of the game. And if you can just hold that one up with the logo, look that way, and we'll send it upstairs.
Sideways again.
Send it upstairs and wrap it up. So, I guess I can take it unless Jeff wants to do the honors. Okay, well we'll wrap it up from here. 54-0. The scoreboard already turned off. Big win for Lake Stevens, and we'll find out tomorrow who the Vikings face on their next step towards back-to-back championships. For Jeff Mattson, for Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig, and for all the folks in the truck, appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. And till next time, this is Amp Harrell signing off. Lake Stevens wins on STSPN.